For anyone who doesn't know, I live on a homestead. I woke up this morning, tried to get the goats and the sheep out of the barn, and I turn around, there's 3. The individual dressed incredibly professionally is the SGA's current. He's awesome.
Hello and welcome to the Where Away podcast. My name is Summer.
Hey, Mark here.
And today we have...
Noah Gardner.
Moya McNeely.
So happy to have you guys here. You guys are such important guests from SGA. So tell us a little bit about what inspired you guys to join SGA.
Well, at the time that I was joining SGA, this was about last year, spring semester, there were a lot of different concerns that a lot of like the bio majors and like history majors were coming up about like, man, our classes have like the worst hours, man, like there's like no variety in our classes. And combined with the fact that like there was just a need for there to be a lot more like events, organizations, trying to make the students connect, be happy. I was like, you know what? Might as well. So that's when I ran to be.
I can do that.
Yeah, might as well. I got nothing else going on. And then I joined SGA.
That's great.
I was technically a member for longer because at the time I was a science club member, and science club like clubs and like organizations are like integrated like with SGA. But then like to be like an official like member, like officer, executive, that was last year. And I was just like, might as well. Sounds like
And you
fun.
enjoyed your time before an officer, so
Yeah.
it was like, oh,
Yeah,
easy
so
transition.
I'm like, these guys are pretty cool, maybe I could get in on that.
Cool. Okay, now what about you, Noah? What inspired you to join SGA?
So what inspired me is ever since high school, I've been very involved with organizations and student voice. I was the founder and president of the Clean High School Anime Club, so I really helped them, create a foundation, and I created like a 50-page binder with like all the procedures, all the events and everything. Wow. And I just wanted to give them that strong foundation and create new leaders for Killeen High School. So, and that's why I'm joining SGA, because I feel like I have the experience, I have the background to, help SGA, thrive and rebuild a foundation for them and, soar them into the stratosphere. So that's what inspired me to join SGA.
Wow, yeah, you sound really prepared.
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting that you both already had like a little bit of background in student orgs before joining SGA. I think that's kind of important.
The thing is like, well, you already got background. Meanwhile, for us, it's just like in science clubs, like, hey guys, you want to go on hikes? Like that's like our organization is the definition of we do bake sales and plant sales. Also in the back, we were like, so you guys want to learn about these plants? Like, yeah, sure, definitely 100% organizational like background, sure.
I do know like. In high school, people did say I should have ran for student council and had helped them and stuff like that. So, but I was an anime person at the time, so I helped them with everything like that. So, yeah.
You actually did things in high school. I was just like, no one knows me.
Yep, I also didn't do anything in high school either.
Everyone knows me because I'm annoying, but you don't know me. Like, don't talk to me.
I was part of National Technical Honor Society. Like I said, I was the founder and president of Queen High School Anime Club. I was also president of Future Business Leaders of America in high school.
So leadership as well.
Yeah, so I've been...
Yeah, you done it all. You honestly have like way more qualifications than I do. I'm just like, so what would be fun to do?
But that's good. We need the engagement. The engagement is such an important part as well.
Yes.
For students who may not be familiar at all with what SGA is, we are using this acronym, SGA. What is SGA and why does it exist?
The SGA is the SGA.
The SGA is the SGA.
Yeah. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, because we keep using the term and it's like, at this point, like, what is this?
What is it?
We're the Student Government Association. We basically are the voices representing the student body. Anybody who has any like major concerns or wishes for major change on the campus, we basically act as their representatives to speak on the faculty and staff on their behalf. We also, do like student engagement type stuff, make events, do fun things, all that kind of cool stuff. And, we also try to engage with the outside community, interact with other schools.
It's SGA.
It's SGA, Student Government Association things. Help out organizations if they need an extra hand and like need funding or anything else like that. It's just, we do what we can for the student body because that's what student representatives do.
Yeah.
Okay, now could you explain the roles and responsibilities of the SGA officers as well as the overall duties of SGA as a whole?
Yeah, I could totally do that, Mark. So the overall roles and responsibility of SGA officers depends on each SGA officers. We have 6 SGA officers. We have a president, a vice president, a secretary, a treasurer, a media manager, and a parliamentarian. So we have the president who basically is the embodiment and the representation of the student body of Texas A&M Central Texas, and they help with events and initiatives across the campus, as well as interacting with higher ups like the provost, and the president of the university. The vice president typically helps and assists the president with their roles. Typically, if they're absent or need help on certain events and initiatives, they'll help out with that. The secretary of SGA basically handles the documentation of the entire organization. They handle the meeting minutes and the agendas for all the meetings. And in addition to that, they're basically the historian and handle the historical documents of the SGA. And they also help with announcements and bringing announcements out to the students sometimes. Then we have the treasurer. The treasurer handles the budget for the SGA for our organization, and they really, help us with managing, what merchandise we have, what things we can give out, and then also, the budgets we're going to use for our events. In addition to that, they also approve all that stuff. But if it gets past a certain amount, it has to be approved by the Senate. So that's what they do. And then we have the media manager. They handle all of our marketing. So they handle our social media. They handle out, putting out the announcements and getting student engagement. So that's what they do. And they really help, us really get students involved. They're very a key component of that. And then last but not least, we have the parliamentarian. They're more of the legislative side of things. That's what they do. They really help with procedures and constitution and bylaws and make sure that is, organized and flows properly. In addition to that, they're the speaker of the Senate. So they make sure that Senate meetings flow properly and, are under control. So that's what their roles do, and that's each of their responsibilities. But the overall duties of SGA is to represent the student body, making sure that you're heard, making sure students, are cared for, and making sure that their voices are being heard. So that's what we're here for. We're here to represent the students.
I think that's very interesting that we even have that. We're such a small campus, but we have students. We have students, and their voices are just as impactful as every other large campus that we have in the A&M system.
Yeah, especially our online students. Like our online students, we're trying to get more involved with them. So they really, because they, like Dr. Rose said, they make up about like 70% of our student body. And, we want more people like that who, have an outside perspective, that are not always on campus. So we will want to hear from you. So online students, we'd like to hear from you.
We are lucky that we do have 2 senators who are almost mainly online to help represent that side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But even then, they're I still come on campus to go to events and stuff. So
Yeah.
the online representation is still trying to push that forward.
Yeah, I think we all are with the student orgs
People
for sure.
people like being off campus.
Right.
That's a thing.
They do.
It's okay. I ain't gonna hate it. It's all understandable. I get
It's
it.
understandable.
Yeah,
It's
e-
understandable.
Yeah, even if you're an online student, everything we're talking about applies to you guys too. Just because you may not be here on campus all the time, you can still have a voice through SGA.
Yeah, and they have online components for everything that we do
Yeah.
here on campus for sure. What are some projects or initiative SJ is currently working on to improve student life?
Oh boy, oh boy.
Initiatives, events.
So, all right. So when I first kind of came on, there wasn't a lot of reoccurring things. It's just we'll just do whatever. I'm that is not a good idea. So one of the things I want to do was try to revitalize some of the old project ideas and kind of make staples that could probably be reoccurring each semester. And 2 of them was the collaboration with Campus Cupboard to make a race to donate, which there was the Thanksgiving one, and we're planning on making another one for spring.
Okay.
So that way, top 3 organizations, they get some credit they can spend with us. So that way we pay for their stuff for free for a little bit, depending on how much they win. And also top 3 individuals who win, they get some gift baskets. And all of the donations go to the Campus Cupboard, helping the overall Warrior community. And so we're trying to do that again this semester. And hopefully if the next administration likes it, they'll keep doing this, because I think it's a good thing to
Right.
keep getting in organization activity as well as individual activity. And of course, once again, it all just goes back to the community as a whole because it's for the campus covered. The other one was revitalizing another one that we're doing right now is trying to revitalize the communal gardens upstairs.
I did see that. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
So for anyone who doesn't know, in Warrior Hall, there's the second floor balcony gardens. There's 4 of them. 2 of them are for the bio department. They do science conservation things, really cool, for the monarch butterflies. And then there were 2 that were for underneath the SGA. And they kind of got abandoned for I think 3-4 years.
Oh.
So then, abandoned. And they're just like, no, they're still your guys'. So I'm just looking at these plots of dead land. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Cobwebs.
What was it? Tumbleweed goes by.
The Charlie Brown tree.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay. So one of them, we voted on it to separate them into 2 parts because you get 2 beds, might as well make it in 2. One of them we would keep up with the rest of the balcony gardens representation of having conservation for monarch butterflies as well as native Texas species. Almost all of the plants in the conservation garden are Texas native endemics, so they only live in Texas. Make sure they're doing good, And then the other one is a communal vegetable garden that anyone can grow anything, with some permission, and they can come and pick whatever they want, no questions asked.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We have a vegetable garden, guys.
We got a
Yes.
vegetable
We have
Yes,
that
we
here
do.
in the 3
I'll
buildings
tell
that we
you
have, we
right
have
now, the peppers, wonderful. I was chewing on the peppers, just walking in the hall. I'm over here just taking them, walking away, not even making anything with them. They were good.
What kind of
Unfortunately, the
peppers?
freeze happened. So now we're trying to get them back again for the spring. So once again, but hopefully if we can get everything set up, the flowers are all good.
Yeah.
Half of the herbs are still alive. So we're just trying to reset it all. And also, anyone who wants any plant ideas, come on. We're going to make it good.
What kind of peppers did you make?
Oh, we had serranos, jalapenos. I think we had bell peppers, but they kind of died halfway through. But we did get 2 peppers out of that one. But then once again, the freeze happened. The freeze.
Crunching on the serranos is crazy.
And they were good. Well, look, I like spice, and they were good.
Can't blame the spice.
Nah. Yeah, so some of these are projects that we want to make sure if the next administration does want to continue them will be reoccurring, helping the community, ensuring that there's at least a stable source for all warriors who need them. And other things we do is, once again, we collaborate with the blood drive. We do that every semester. Mm-hmm. And of course, we try to have as many meetings as possible where students can come in, discuss anything they need, if they need any help with us. So those are some of the things we mainly do.
I think those yearly reoccurring or semesterly reoccurring events are very important because to create any culture, you need traditions. So.
Yeah. Because while we do interact with the main events, trunk or treat, preview day, winter wonderland, warrior week, those are things that are expected of almost everyone to participate in. While we kind of made the promise we'll always be there, there's some things that do need to be implemented so that way the entirety of the community can be held together. And I want to try to make that a solid foundation. Mm-hmm. Come garden, come donate, come garden, come do things.
Now, on that note, for the students who do want to become more involved with the SGA, but they don't know how to start, can you explain what kind of opportunities are available for them?
Yeah, so online and on-campus students can get involved in multiple ways. So they can participate in our general meetings. So we have a general meeting every other Monday. So our next meeting is actually going to be next week on April 7th. So come join us and come learn what SGA is all about and what we're doing.
3:30, 4:30.
3:30 to 4:30, exactly. And then one thing that we're actually doing right now is election. It's actually election season right now. So we're looking for candidates for president and vice president. And then we're also looking for candidates for our 21 different senator positions. So senators, basically, they represent each college for the university. So I'm a political science major, so I would have a seat if I got elected. Moya is a biology major, so she would have a seat. Mark, you're a
Computer science.
Computer science.
We got 2 of yous.
Yes. And then we
I'm in
have
marketing.
And then we have our marketing. So that's how it works. So if you're looking to become very involved, and really want to make an impact, I highly recommend, putting in a submission, become a candidate for our elections. And our campaign season is actually coming up next week on the 8th. So you're going to be seeing campaign people around.
Campaign.
Our campaign is actually going to be the same week as Warrior Week, and actually we did that because we know a lot of students, that's like the biggest event of the year, and there's going to be a lot of students on campus, so it gets candidates and a way to interact with a bunch of students and try to get them to vote for them, and get them elected.
Yeah, I think that's important to get to see the faces of the candidates and stuff. So that's going to be coming up. We look forward to seeing everybody who's nominated.
Yeah. So and then we'll have, after campaign season towards the end of April, we'll do elections, and it'll be 2 days. It'll be I believe the 24th and 25th. We have it posted everywhere.
Yes.
So and then we'll on that Friday of the last week of April, we'll have the announcements, or have the results.
Who's your next, representative? Who's your next president?
Who
VP,
is your next
senators?
administration?
Yeah.
That's very
That
exciting.
is the question. It could be you.
Could be you, man.
you.
Could be you. Could be anybody.
Could be anyone.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But a main way that people can get involved is through our Microsoft Teams. Our Microsoft Teams is public to every single student. Every single student is part of SGA automatically because you are part of the student body. You are a student. So come join our Microsoft Teams. You just type in Student Government Association. It'll pop up. And then we'll have a general channel and then an information channel with all of our announcements. And then we'll have files in there that you can, look at, feedback forms and everything like that. So that's one way. And then opportunities that can come up is like you can come help us and volunteer during events like Warrior Week, Warrior Preview Day, other events that we'll be putting on. You can come help out and volunteer for that. So we would love to have students become involved and, get to know y'all.
Yeah.
That's exciting that you guys have a Microsoft Teams that everybody can just access. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just to clarify for the audience, so let's say they do want to partake in an election, maybe become an officer or anything like that. If they want to do that, would they come to one of your meetings that you have coming up, or can they do that through the Teams?
Yeah, so basically around campus, and we emailed this as well. So email, it's also on our Microsoft Teams. We have a flyer that says, would you like to, represent the student body? Would you like to be a candidate? It has a QR code. We also have the links in there as well, so you can just click the link and then fill out the form, and then boom, you're in. We do actually require some stuff, like a certain GPA and stuff like that. So we do have to do like a background check and see, if you're qualified. So just to let y'all know. But yeah, that's how you can, become a candidate. So
It's very
yeah.
interesting.
And in addition to that, actually, if you are going to become a candidate as well, there's an opportunity coming up. We're actually going to be joining Win again.
Yes, they'll be back with us.
We'll be back, and we're going to be having candidates on, and they're going to be interviewing the candidates. So that's going to be fun and exciting, and being here from all the candites. So.
Yeah. You might see me next week.
Yes. Ooh.
Yeah, look forward to seeing that with everybody.
Yes.
Okay, and then now, why should students care about SGA, and what's one thing you'd like for them to take away from the conversation we've had today?
Ooh. You want to go first? I go first? How are we doing this?
I'll let you go first.
Really? Okay. So, here's the thing. We talked all this time about representation this, representation that. At the end of the day, we just want to make sure that your time here as a student is the best it can be. And if you want to make sure your time here is spent the best it can be, as well as, just making sure it also is for the students, why not just occasionally come by, say what you need to say. If you got a complaint. If you want to help out, you want to help out. And it makes it so that the entire community is better overall. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's basically what SGA is all about, is just trying to make sure that everyone here as a student is doing good, and that there's interconnectivity, and that everyone's doing all right. And that's honestly why I think most people should care about SGA. Even if you're not going full in, I'm going to plan everything. At the very least, just help out here and there. And, not only if you want to, of course. No one's going to force you to do anything. I never force anyone to do anything. I'm you want to come, that's fun. But, just that interconnectivity, that helping, doing what you can. It's one of the best things, I think. And
Right.
you help yourself out by also helping out others sometimes. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I guess it's me. So, basically, students, in my opinion, students should care about SGA because they represent you, the student. They represent not just the online campus students; they represent the online students, and making sure that you're heard is the first step into that.
Yeah.
Is getting involved, letting us know that you're here,
Yeah, even
connecting with one of us. Because another thing about Student Government Association is we do a lot of networking. We have a lot of connections. So if you get involved, you might be able to find someone, that can, help you out in your career. Maybe you can find a mentor or someone, that you can, learn from or something. SGA it's a learning experience for all of us.
Yeah.
And no one knows all the answers. No one knows, exactly how everything is going to be planned out, just like Moya was saying, But, we're all for the ride. And if we could have you along for the ride, that'd be great. And, students, one thing they should take away from this conversation is there are people at this university who are here for you. There are people here who are just like you. That's who we are. Like at the end of the day, me, Moya, Mark, and Summer, we're all students just like you, and we want to hear from you. And like Moya said, we want to make sure that you are feeling appreciated and make sure that you are being heard. So.
I absolutely agree with that. And I think that networking and community are something that maybe online students miss out on a little bit. And also being on such a small campus that I always mention, we only got 3 buildings. It can be hard to like network and stuff, but I think it being so small, that should push us together more.
Yeah.
That should make us a tighter knit student body. And, SGA, it's important.
Everyone knows everyone, kind of. Homies help homies.
That's very true. Yeah. I did have one last question for you guys. How has SGA helped you personally? And what values of SGA do you see yourself taking with you past your time here at TAMU CT?
So, okay. Helped me So for me, I kind of just became like more, okay. But wasn't really over there like, oh, she's so talkative, all this and that. I am not good at talking to people.
Right.
Like, I just say things and hope it works. So I will say one thing that SJ helped me personally with is being able to interact with people in a very conversational way where it's casual but also still professional. People are able to feel safe around me and also just be able to, like, talk and have fun.
Right.
But also, come to me for their concerns. The fact that I was able to increase my communication skills in that way where people actually, like, wanted to talk to me was very interesting.
Yeah. No, I think that is great. That's great.
And then, of course, also just being on the ground, doing things.
Helping people.
Yeah, that helps the heart.
Yeah.
I don't know,
It
something
does.
about
It
it.
does.
Like, I came in for that. I'm just like, okay, so what do I do? And by the end of it, I'm like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do when this is done if I'm not SGA again, because I need to do things.
Yeah.
So, like, at least that's
It
something.
gives you the doing spirit.
Yeah, like, I could be doing something right now. I don't know, yeah. I mean, I guess that was it for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably other things I can't think of right now.
So how has SGA helped me personally? Well, that is a loaded question. So,
Exactly.
it's a lot of pressure. And I have to think back, about SGA because this isn't my first administration I've helped for SGA. I've helped SGA over the years in and out. I've been in and out. And recently SGA has really helped me recognize what I want to be. So, like, I was a history major, and this semester I actually changed my major to political science. And I felt, made me realize that politics and, legislative and, procedures are my thing. That is what I like. I really like rebuilding stuff and, making things last, making sure, things, have their place in something. I want SGA to be a brick in the whole entire vision of Texas A&M Central Texas. So it's really helped me, become more aware of, how different students are. You know, I'm a very rigid type person. I'm a very, you know, I like things a certain way. You know, when it comes to interacting with students and, you know, other people, you can't really be like that. You have
Right.
to adapt with different people and just how they are. And it's been eye-opening. It's been, you know, an experience to, you know, meet like a ton of, when you're part of student government association, you interact with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's been interesting too, because over the past couple years, the past couple administrations for SGA, it's just been up and down, left and right, and
Yeah.
and I did leave for a little.
COVID. And
Yeah,
it's just been a lot.
Yeah,
Rebuilding.
yeah. There's been a lot of rebuilding, and I
boy.
did leave. I did leave for a year. I wasn't part of SGA for the entire year last year.
I needed you for that, by the way.
I wasn't here for last year, but I was here for the 2023. I was here when Doug was president, and I was here when Alyssa was president for a little bit. So, you know, seeing how SGA has changed as well, it's like, you know, what do I want to do? Like, you know, what did they do? You know, what did the past administrations do that I liked? What did the past administrations do that I, you know, want to rebuild? What do I want to change about it? You know, and that's
And make your own.
make my own story. You know, make my own vision become a reality.
Right.
So
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it sounds like for both of you, your journeys so far, especially with SGA, has actually helped you grow as people. So let that be more encouragement for anybody who may want to partake in SGA, become an officer, become part of the elections. There's a lot you can learn and grow from if you were to join SGA.
Right. And if you're more, you know, reserved and shy, I can help you pull you out your shell a little bit.
Yeah, don't worry. Like, it does. And even then, we got, like, places for, like, those who just
Right.
want to, like, I'll help print out the stuff. I'm like, yeah, no, you're good, man. I'm not going to ask you to, like, go and talk to people. I'm not gonna
Right.
do
Get
that.
on the megaphone.
Yeah, no.
go to Egypt
I'm
and
not, I
dig
don't, like, I'm pretty chill. Like, I'm just like, I'm not going to make you do anything you don't want to do. Like,
Yeah. So where can we find you guys, and what events do you guys have
Boy.
coming up?
Well, you can find us, you know, at Microsoft Teams. You can find us, email us, try to find us on social media. We're trying to rebuild that and everything.
and of course, if you come in person, Warrior Hall 104.
Yes.
Yeah.
Warrior Hall 104. And then our general meetings are typically in Billy Owl. If they're not in Billy Owl, they're going to be in Bernie Beck and the Founders Hall.
Yeah. Billy Owl almost always, though. Like, that's the room. That's the room.
So yeah. I don't think we introduced what we are, like what our roles are.
No, we didn't. I was about to be
don't
like, how do I
think-
bring this up?
I don't think we said our roles. And I think
Oh,
that's
no, we did not.
I think that's important though, because they didn't know who's who.
No.
and-
This thing,
Yeah.
I can just be like the mysterious enigma that was just there. So the individual dressed incredibly professionally
Hello.
is the SGA's current secretary.
Yes.
He's awesome. Hi, I'm the president. Hi, I'm the president.
This is the president of
President.
SGA and secretary.
Don't ask me how I got here. I don't know how I got here. It was I wasn't even supposed to be president. I was VP and then I became president. I don't understand.
The reason I'm also dressed this way is we're also meeting with the Mr. Rhodes today, Dr. Rhodes. So
Which once again, I feel bad about. But okay, to be fair though, like for anyone who doesn't know, I like live on a homestead. I woke up this morning, tried to get the goats and the sheep out of the barn, and I turn around, there's 3 horses. We don't own horses. So like I had to deal with that for like an hour and a half, and I'm like, what do I change into? The usual, and then I just left. And then it started to hail. I don't know. Today's a day already. It's only like what, like 10:30?
It's like 10:30, yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be a day.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming in.
Thank you for
guys
having
for
us.
No,
teaching
seriously,
us
it was
about the
awesome being here.
SGA.
Sorry, I was almost late.
Oh, you're fine.
No, you're absolutely fine. Teaching us about the SGA, teaching them about the SGA, and everything you guys do for the SGA. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we learned a lot today.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all did. Thank y'all so much for having us. I'm so looking forward to working with y'all in the future.
Yeah,
I really
expect to see them more in
Yes.
the
Y'all
future.
been great. I appreciate y'all.
I believe that this is going to be the start of a wonderful partnership, you know, because y'all, you know, do this for the students. Y'all want to get out to the students, and, you know, we represent the students. So I feel like we make a good team.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely.
Yep.
Well, thank you guys for watching and learning the Warrior Way.
Thank you, everyone.